Now you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a working man, no time to talk. Nah, you can look the other way. Nah, 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 not okay. But it's okay, it's alright. When I'm on the other side, we can try to understand. Do 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 do. Huh, honey? That's right. Well, what's another one? I was just singing it. You got a cute way of talking. You got the better of me, Brandy Marie. Just snap your fingers and I'm walking. La-di-da, have some coffee. Muckety mush, kiki waboo. Black medicine water, not to be confused with Daniel Black. That's a different black. This is black medicine water. Muckety mush, kiki waboo. But I gotta say, Boozhoo Daniel Black, good morning, and Boozhoo Brandy Marie. La 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 la, do 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 do, hanging on. Hey hey, how you doing, sweetie? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, not too bad. Just drinking some coffee. I got my Paul Stanley cup. You can't start the morning right unless you get a good cup of Paul Stanley coffee. Black Diamond. Black medicine water. Ooh, black medicine water. Hey, Jim Nutt is here. Boozhoo, Jim. Mino Giga Jeb. You know, Jim, you read my mind. Look at this. Oh, for crying out. Should I just start the show? Yeah. Boozhoo! Welcome back to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. Over here, waiting just patiently, is Nanaboozhoo. And today, one of our Ojibwe words of the day, Jim Dunn just said it. Mino Gigajabe. Good morning. Gigajabe. Mino Gigajabe. Good morning. Because that makes me think of an gibberish cartoon by Michael Lyons. Boom. Oh, wait. No, this is something else, but yeah, let's just start the show with this.
I used to sit up at night just so I could watch ya. I wrote on my bedroom wall, Nanaboozhoo loves Natasha.
And welcome back to the show where Nanaboozhoo loves Natasha. Me no giga shabe. What I was trying to do there was actually just pull up this cartoon. Me no giga shabe. And this is a Jesus. This is a son. And he's saying, good morning. Good morning, class. How are you guys? Let's see. Jessica's here. Boozhoo, Jessica. Good morning. Brandy Marie. Daniel Black. Let's see. Who else is here? Grieving Turtle. Boozhoo. Boozhoo, Grieving Turtle. And, welcome back to the show. And today, well, we might as well get this out of the way. Jesus, the son, Jesus. And, I was thinking about this, when people talk about, remember the good old days? Remember when the sun was yellow? If you look in like the color crayons, they always go, oh, sunburst yellow. Oh, it's yellow, the color of the sun. And you go, yeah, the sun's yellow, right? But when you really look at the sun these days, doesn't it seem like it's whiter? Why did we think that was yellow? Did it used to be yellow and it changed to be white? Or has it always been white and we just remember it being yellow? Does it seem more yellow on the ground because of pollution or something? I don't know. But this is the sun way up high. Above, it's not above the firmament, but, it's just right there. That's the sun. It's not 93 million miles away. It's just floating up there. And you can kind of tell it's got a hot spot. It wouldn't have a hot spot if it was 93 million miles away and 400 times bigger than the moon. That's the Jesus. It's just right there. So what's the big deal, What's the big deal? Jesus. But I like this sun. It's got a face. When you're a little kid, you always got to draw a face on the sun. Sun's always got to be smiling. And if you're a really good artist and you're a kindergartner, put some sunglasses on that sun. The sun needs some sunglasses. That'd be funny. When I was a little girl, I put fangs on everything. We'd have a spelling test or something, and you'd have to write. And I'd write my name up in the corner, and then I'd just draw a little drawing for the teacher. Sometimes kids would draw smiley faces for their teacher. Or if I got a smiley face from a teacher, I'd draw fangs and pointy ears and monster stuff, It was always turning everything into a vampire for some reason. But, so how you guys doing this morning? It's Friday. Oh, it's Nanaboozhoo good. It is the 5th day. It's the 5th day of the week. How you gonna live it? You've been waiting all week. Oh, if only Friday would come. For some people, today's payday. Last Friday was Passover. We had to pass over the weekend without any money. But this Friday, it's Friday. Everybody's working for the weekend. Me no giga shabe. And so, the sun. Jesus. Which brings up an interesting point. I don't know if you wanted to talk about this or if you want me to talk about it.
You could talk about it. Actually, you're probably a better person to talk about it than me.
What do you mean?
Well, I just think you're a more hopeful person. I can be kind of I got kind of an edge and a hostility to me.
You think so?
Yeah, you're much sunnier than me.
All right, I'll talk about this. So, let me get rid of this. Oh, gibberish. Click the link to Amazon to get your copy of Oh, Gibberish. if you like Michael's cartoons. And our Ojibwe word of the day, what can I say, is also Bogosendem, hope. Hope. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Remember that time? I always want to say it's Martin Luther King, but it's not. It's that other dude from the 80s. Yeah, what was his name with the mustache? Keep hope alive. He was campaigning for, I think it was Clinton. I think it was Bill Clinton. That dude, he used to be really popular. He'd be all, anytime something happened in the black community, Jesse Jackson. That's it. Jesse Jackson. What happened to Jesse Jackson? He's been oddly quiet. Did he die? Is Jesse Jackson dead? I don't think so. Yeah. When I was a little girl, back in the days of the grandmothers, anytime something happened in the news, they'd be like, what does Jesse Jackson think? He must be really mad. Oh no! Another black man was killed. The cops killed a little black boy. He was doing nothing. Call up Jesse Jackson. Let's have him weigh in. But he was always, you gotta keep hope alive. Bogosendem. And ni obendem. Me, I'm obendem. I'm hopeful. It's a really easy thing to do, to kind of jump on board with the chorus of the hopeless, with the chorus of the naysayers. Oh, look what's happening to our country. It's on fire. Oh, we're having a civil war. Oh no, we're being invaded from the south. Oh no, we're going to die of a pandemic. There's a lot of fear, a lot of people freaking out, And if I'm being honest, sometimes I do too. I mean, that's the truth of the whole thing, huh? Yeah. For the most part, I can kind of rise above some of the fear mongering of the media, but not all the time. Sometimes you start thinking, is the world going crazy? Are these the end days? But then, I have a cup of coffee. Yeah. Then you gotta have a cup of black medicine water and calm down. You gotta be hopeful. Bogosendem. And I wonder if I can come up with any wisdom. What do you think, Daniel Black? This Indian is working the weekend. Oh man, Daniel's gotta work all weekend. Oh man. He's taking what they're given because he's working for a living. Hey, Michael, remember that time you were in that band and you guys opened up for those guys? Was that Bachman Turner Overdrive that did Working for the Weekend? I think so. No, that was I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living. You opened, Michael's band once opened for those guys who sang the song. I think it was that, or was it car wash, working at the car wash, taking what they're giving. Yeah, no, I think it was BTO. Bachman Turner Overdrive? I don't know. I kind of wanted to name drop, but I guess I don't respect the band enough to remember. It was one of those bands from the 70s that still tours, but they only have like one guy left in the band, like the bass player. And you can tell which one's still from the original lineup because he's the oldest, fattest guy in the group. I think it was BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. And they sang, taking care of business every day. That was their song. Taking care of business in every way. Taking care of business. It's all right. Taking care of business. Working overtime. Work out. So Michael is in a band and BTO comes to Leech Lake and they come to play at the casino. And so Michael gets to, I should let you tell the story, but Michael's band gets to open up for this real big time rock band. So they have the big stage and the lights and, it's a big deal, good sound and big crowd in front. You feel just like a rock star, huh? Did you feel like a rock star, Michael?
Oh, I felt like a total rock star that night.
And was it everything you dreamed?
Well, it was fun to kind of jam like that, but yeah, he totally acted like he was some big star.
Really?
Yeah, we went backstage and they had a little green room set up, but I started, I had they had a whole spread there, like with vegetables and fruit and stuff. So I grabbed a strawberry, and one of his security guys goes, "No, that's just for the main group." And we're the opening act. He's like, "No, it's not for you." And I looked at the guy, and he was like 300 pounds. I'm like, "Look, I think he's eaten enough."
Yeah. So, and he shows up at the, I'll just tell this story. He shows up at the casino, and he's like, "Hey, we're Bachman Turner Overdrive." And the girl there is only 20 or something. She has no idea, who Bachman Turner Overdrive was. And he goes, No, we're famous. And she goes, "You are not." She goes, "Yeah, we were on The Simpsons." It's like, oh, that's what makes you famous. But if you got to tell somebody you're famous, you're not really famous. Anyway, once I was a fool, dreaming my life away. And then yesterday I found you looking for me. How do you get hopeful? Ben dam. What makes you hopeful? How can you have hope when every day it just seems like doom is right around the corner? Well, kids, this is addressed to the young people. I'm not talking to the Boozhoo crew. You guys know this already. Bunch of old timers, you've been around the block. So back me up. Young people, I guess millennials and Generation Z or whatever you're called. Kids of today. You might be asking yourself, how can I have any hope for the future? What will become of me? I'm going to grow up scared of my own shadow. I'm going to grow up in the fear of catching the COVID. I'm growing up at a time when it seems like the cities are on fire and the good guys are the bad guys and the transgenders want to have story hour and everything just seems so crazy. How can I have hope in a world so crazy? Well, first of all, let me just say, I love how you talk. It's so dramatic. But here's how you have hope. When I was your age, they said the world was coming to an end. They were like, yeah, guess what? There's an ozone layer that's being depleted every couple of seconds. And by the time you grow up, it's going to just be whatever. It's going to be global cooling is what they called it. They said, yeah, it's going to be an usher in a new ice age. And then they said, get this, if you sleep around too much, you're going to get the AIDS. You're going to die of AIDS. You're like, yeah, have fun. Hey, go out and have dates. Why don't you try to fall in love? Growing up in the age of AIDS. They said we'd 1 out of 10 people or 1 out of 4 or something. I forget what Oprah said. But in the 80s, we believed if the ozone didn't kill us, the AIDS would kill us. And if the AIDS didn't kill us, the Russians were going to kill us. Because nuclear weapons and nuclear war was just around the corner. They said, well, don't get too cozy. America's over because the Russians are going to bomb us. Oh no. And it's one thing after the next. Finally, by the time I was in college, they were like, uh-oh, here we go now. And I was actually out of college. But then, 2001, that comes along. Oh, no, we're being terrorized. Oh, no. You can't even fly in a plane anymore without it flying into a building. And, you better watch out. You're going to grow, The sky has been falling for years and years and years. They've been predicting that we're all going to go up in smoke my whole life. And we're still around. And everything's fine. In my perspective, if I never listened to the news and I never watched anything, it seems like the world is way cleaner than when I was a kid. People pick up after themselves better. There's not all this litter in the ditches and stuff. When I was a little girl, people just throw stuff out their car windows. Who cares? It seemed like you were more likely to get attacked, get into a fight and stuff. People seemed, in spite of what if I don't look at the news, just walking down the streets and interacting with human beings, people have been really nice, if you just pay attention for your own eyes and you don't assume that somebody else knows the real story, make up your own mind. And, I might be wrong. Maybe the sky is falling. Maybe these are the end times, But it was like the 80s when they first started saying, you know what they're going to do? They're brainwashing us. They're conditioning us for a fake alien invasion. Ronald Reagan said it. He said, I often wonder what would happen if we were attacked by an outside force like an aliens. And would we stop thinking of each other as different countries and band together? And old George Bush, he goes, yeah, we'll have this one world order. A new world order. He said it. It's not a conspiracy. And so, since I was a little girl, a lot of people have kind of known they're going to fake an alien invasion. They're going to do it. And it's going to look just like the movies. They'll have a CGI blue beam coming out of the sky. It's going to look totally real. And we'll go, oh no, look. It's a portal from outer space. They're going to do it. Maybe. But again, I don't want to lose hope. You got to have hope. Nothing ever really happens. Here's the other thing. We're all still here. I guess not all of us. But they tell you to be afraid of some things and not afraid of other things. I mean, if you're really afraid of dying, they would talk about diet and exercise. I saw old Michael Moore, big old fat slob Michael Moore. He makes all those movies about, that the country's going down the tubes, all the bad people, and everything's crazy. He's not very hopeful. Bendem. He's been screeching, if Hillary doesn't get in there, the world will end. Yeah, it's fine. Remember how everybody lost hope when Donald Trump got elected? They were like, no! Why? Not him! Anybody but him! They cried in the streets. And then 4 years comes and goes. Whatever. Nothing happened. He didn't build the wall. He didn't take away your guns. He didn't, legalize rape or whatever you thought he was going to do. He just acted like every other president and then left, bad mouthed the new guy, just like I guess the one thing I'm grateful for is that he didn't go swimming with that rich dude. I can never remember his name.
Oh yeah, Mr. White Pants.
Jessica, you know what I'm talking about. Who's the rich tycoon Obama went swimming with? I can never remember his name. Virgin Records. They went swimming together. Oh, let's take off our shirts and go wrestling around in the water, Mr. President. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Sure, billionaire tycoon, whatever your name is, from Virgin Records. And I think he tried to make a spaceship once. Oh, I'm going to fly to the moon. I don't know.
Hey, sweetie, you got a phone call.
I do? Is it Richard Branson?
No.
Yeah, Richard Branson. Thank you, Daniel. Richard Branson. Day after Obama gets out of office, he's swimming with Richard Branson. Two grown men swimming in the water, frolicking around. It was just cute. But I'm just glad Donald Trump didn't do that. Although I would pay money to watch Donald Trump ride a horse with Vladimir Putin, shirtless, kind of like holding him around the waist. No, Donald wouldn't have his own horse. He'd have to ride on the back. And they'd ride together shirtless. There'd have to be a strong horse, though. Those guys are pretty hefty. I'd hate to see two men the size of Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin riding a horse. Yeah, give Donald Trump his own horse. So, Papa Wagosh says, Iron Eyes Cody was an American actor who portrayed Native Americans in Hollywood films. Is he the guy who played the crying Indian in that commercial? Where he's like, oh, look at the litter. He has that one single tear. I noticed the other day that. You guys know Winona LaDuke? The activist from White Earth? The vice presidential candidate on the Green Party in whatever year? She sends out a newsletter I'm on. And she got a picture of herself crying. She got one tear staring off into the west. Oh, it's like, what are you doing? You're crying and you had someone take a picture. You know? We all know there's got to be some, hey, hold that pose, Winona. I want to catch the tear. Or did they add the tear in post-production? Oh, I'm so sad over the pipeline. Say no to line 3 or you're going to make Winona cry. Oh, let's see. Papa Wagosh said, he also played a Native American shedding a tear about litter. Yeah, that guy. I love that guy. Public service announcement from the group. Keep America beautiful. I think that's why everybody kind of started picking up after themselves. Because old Iron Eyes Cody guilted them all. Nobody wants to see a grown man cry. You know. Like, come on, suck it up, Iron Eyes. Iron Eyes. They should call you Teary Eyes. Teary Eyes Cody should be your new Indian name. Oh, look at all the terrible litter. I'm going to cry. Hey, how about instead of crying, dry your eyes. Iron Eyes Cody. Pick up a garbage bag. Start filling it up with stuff. We can do this. It's just litter. You know. Don't lose Bago Sendam. Don't lose hope. You must be obendem. Obendem. Hopeful. How can you lose hope? You get to canoe around. You get to dress up like an old style Indian even though it's the 1970s. Come on. Your dreams came true. You became a Hollywood actor. You know. You got paid to just canoe around in your buckskins. I mean, that's a pretty good gig, you know. Here's another crier who had a camera on him. Oh, look at me cry. I don't know. People give a pass to criers a lot. But you can always tell when the people on the news who are fake, the crisis actors. They'll have like the mom and dad on there, and they'll be crying. No tears. Oh, my poor boy. I'm sure gonna miss that little guy. And just dry eyes. And you're like, yeah, it's hard to fake crying with tears. You gotta be a good actor. So, I'm not gonna say who's the crisis actors. I'm not gonna say what are fake events, because I love our YouTube channel. Not gonna get it taken down. Nope. Not this, sister. Not this OJIBWE. You can forget it. I got bills to pay. Gotta buy me some makere mush. Kiki waboo. Oh, that's really good coffee. Back in the days of the grandfathers, we would call it the black medicine water. We didn't call it the African American medicine water. What is that? It's nonsense. This is the black medicine water. I was going down the rabbit hole of the slavery narrative. That's got some sketchy, history behind it. Did it really happen like that? They said, what was there? 11 million hardy slaves were captured and chained up on boats, brought to the Caribbean islands, coincidentally enough, Columbus's stomping grounds, and then sold to America, where they worked for fear of the white man, until a good white man named Abraham Lincoln said, you know what? Let's abolish the slavery. And everyone was set free. And then they go, yeah, I don't know. Do you have any idea how hard it is to capture, let alone keep somebody from their own country? What? Once again, those big tough Europeans and their long knives, their chimukimans. The African warriors just couldn't resist their superiority. We talk about white superiority. And then, we all have this image of the slave ship being just filled with men in chains. Just body on top of body on a ship that runs on sails and a couple of oars. And how many white guys? 10? Somehow, the slave... Number one, why do you need chains on slaves in a boat? Where are they going to go? I guess they could mutiny. But, nope. Pretty agreeable, these slaves, that they didn't just go, hey, you know what? To heck with this. Where did they go to the bathroom? How did they eat? How long did it take them in those days? There's just a lot of holes in that story. See, then you go, what if that story is total nonsense? What if the so-called African Americans were indigenous people to North America too? Maybe they were a tribe of their own. There's some weird pictures out there. There's a whole website on African American chiefs. And they'll be like, all these old pictures from like 1700s or something of what looks like black guys in like buckskin and feathers. Oh, this is Chief so-and-so. And, he looks like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he was actually a Cherokee
or whatever. You go, what? Yeah, sometimes then they start making up new stories. Oh, well, there were freed slaves, or once in a while, a slave would wiggle out of his chains and run away from the plantation, and then the good Indians would adopt him into their tribe, and then he grew up and he became a chief or whatever. Who knows? It's just hard to believe that the there's the image I have of the original what do we even call them? The colonizers, the plantation people, that they could do what they claim to have done. And we have to take their word for it. And once again, you take a group of people and you take away their language and you separate them from their elders. So the slaves don't speak their indigenous language and they don't know their grandparents. And so they're told their own history. Oh yeah, well, I guess your dad was a slave, so that's why you're here. And they go, what? And he was sold? What? That sounds, I don't know. If anything is fake, like, there's a lot of, this conversation is going on a lot these days, where somebody says, hey, are you going to get a vaccination? No, I'm not getting that. I don't trust it. What do you mean you don't trust it? You got to follow the science. Oh, you believe everything the government tells you? That's how it goes. That covers. I'm not weighing in. But do you believe everything the government tells you is sort of the calling out somebody's like, okay, we all agree that they lie about some things. There's at least one thing somewhere along the line. Everyone has different lists, but where the government flat out lied. This is the truth. This is a lie. They knew the truth. They said the lie for whatever reason, You also know they never have that press conference where they come out. Well, they almost never. I did not have relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Indeed, I did. That almost never happens. They almost never come out and say, okay, yeah, we lied about that. No, that never happened. But if you believe they lied about anything, then you have to be open-minded that they're lying about everything, every single thing, that it's all one big stupid lie. But how does that make me hopeful? Oh, bend them. It doesn't, I guess. What am I talking about? Sunny day. You want to get up here, sweetie? Yeah, we still have that caller on the air. Oh, on hold.
Oh, I forgot all about the caller. I'm sorry. Caller, I had you on hold this whole time and I was ranting and I forgot. Welcome to the show. You're on the line. What can I do for you?
Hey there, Natasha. It's me. It's George W. Bush. George W., former president of the United States of America.
Oh, hi, George. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, I wanted to call in because I kind of liked what you were saying about. You got to be hopeful. That's what I always said. Keep hope alive. That's what George W. always said.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think I said that. I also said we had some weapons of mass destruction, but never mind about that.
Yeah, you said a lot of silly things. So what's going on? Are you hopeful? Do you have hope for the future?
I do, Natasha, I really do. Maybe it's just because I happen to be living down on $1 million ranch, and I got all kinds of guns and weaponry and security down here, man. When the gig is up, Old George W., he's going to be just fine, let me tell you what. George W. knows how to protect himself.
Okay. Do you think we have something we need to protect ourselves against?
Well, I don't want to get into it too much, but, down here in Texas, down here on the ranch, you got to keep your eye out for the illegal immigrants. They're running right through. There ain't no wall down here, so, I see them running through in the morning kind of like the deer.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding you. We got a fence. What are you kidding me? I live on a ranch, man. We got fences and walls, and mine is electrified.
You have an electrified fence?
Yeah, man, that thing is 30 feet tall and full of electricity. I also got some security guys from the CIA.
Oh, the CIA?
Central Intelligence Agency, Natasha. And if they see someone coming on the property, they got carte blanche. Carte blanche, you know what that means?
Does it mean you got a license?
Yeah, I think so. They got carte blanche to shoot on sight. I tell them, you shoot first, you ask questions later. That's the way we do it down here in Texas.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Well, okay. So you're hopeful because you're well armed?
That's right. George W.'s got his guns. I also got a sword. I got a sword I swish around. You know why?
Why?
Cause I'm a Chimoka man. I'm a great knife. I got a long knife here. It's a Chimoka man.
Yeah, you sure do. Anything else I can do for you today?
No. I just wanted to call and say Mino Giga Jab, Natasha. Mino Giga Jab from your buddy here, George W. Bush, all the way down in Texas. All right, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, well, I'll see you later, George.
Yeah, Giga Wabamin Minawa.
Yeehaw! Yeah, okay, Giga Wabamin Minawa. Hikes, George W. Bush. I gotta hand it to him. He sounds pretty hopeful to me.
Yeah, he does.
All right, you want to get up here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, everybody. Well, I'm going to let Nanaboozhoo get up here. But in the meantime, let's play a song called Gimmick Wayne Day Nana.
Wayne and I, do you remember? Gimmick Wayne and I, do you remember? In Ojibwe I say, for do you remember? Gimmick Wayne and I, means do you remember?
Hey, Boozhoo! Welcome back to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, a podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Boom. What happened to the the teleporter?
We disengaged it.
Yeah. Okay, hey, Boozhoo, everybody. How you doing? Oh, it's so good to be back here on the Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo podcast. And let's see what's going on here. Okay, trying to keep this looking good. All right. Grieving Turtle. Boozhoo. Carte blanche is a white golf cart, isn't it? Carte blanche. La-dee-da. Jessica says, some of the eastern tribes were described by early colonists as being pretty white looking, actually. That's what I heard. That especially the Cherokees, that they were always European looking. You know, when anybody talks about the Trail of Tears, they're always like, we're always picturing like Dakota people walking, one long single file, starving to death. But apparently In the Trail of Tears were also the Cherokees' slaves. Apparently, a lot of the Cherokee people, when they lost their, their sacred land, they lost their plantations. They had European-style plantation homes, and they were dressed like, like white people. And when the government came in and said, no, you Indians, get out of here. Oh, you want to be treated like an Indian? All right. Well, we're going to take your plantation, and you can keep your slaves, because the Cherokees had slaves. Full on, just like traditional, what you picture, I guess. But again, I don't understand how, you can't get a straight answer about the Civil War. Because the old story was definitely, it's about slavery. It was about abolishing slavery. And the South, they were like, no, you can't tell us what to do. And so the country was divided, and they had a war, and the North won. Now, kind of like Columbus, they say, well, yeah, in a way, but not really. It had to do with states' rights and blah, 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 weird political, historical smokescreen, so you get fuzzy and don't know what they're saying. Because nobody's going to war to fight for the rights of the 1% of Southern people who owned plantations and slaves. And, I don't know, doesn't give black people much credit. Like, I'd like to see you try to enslave black people now. But their ancestors were so submissive, docile. Oh no, we don't like the whip. Oh, that whip really scares us. We'll do whatever you say. Yeah, you want to sell my children? No problem. But you're gonna not have any resistance from us. What? Grieving Turtle says, the Senecas only had a remnant survive of about 200. I'm glad I have a jersey labeled nobody. The Senecas only had 200 left. The Senecas. And yet they made all those cigarettes. Actually, I think the Senecas were kind of behind. Was it the 90s when all these tribes started making their own cigarettes? They finally got an educated Indian to go, hey, you know what? Have you guys read these treaty rights? We don't need to be paying taxes for tobacco. We can make our own tobacco plant. We'll call it American Spirit. Oh, we have the spirit of America in a cigarette. Oh, these are the Senecas. We sell stale cigarettes. Oh, hey, la-di-da-di. What can I say? On my way to where the sweetie. Yeah, you got a phone call. I do. On line 2? Yep. Line 2. Caller, you're on the air. Well, hello. Hello, Nanaboozhoo. Uh-oh. Is this Adolf Hitler? Yes, it is. It is your old buddy, Adolf Hitler. Yeah, I don't know if I want you telling people we're buddies. What? You're not my friend? I always thought we were famous friends. Well, yeah, we're friends, I guess. You're calling into the show, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea about, our relationship. Whatever do you mean, Nanaboozhoo? Well, I'm just saying there's certain connotations with you that, aren't that favorable. And we're kind of into, language and culture revitalization here. We're, we kind of want to go back to a traditional way.
Well, that's what I'm all about. I just wanted Germany to go back to traditional values, to our traditional language, have German for Germans, have Deutschland for Deutschlanders.
Deutschlanders?
Well, you know, whatever. And, yeah.
Yeah, okay, look, dude. What can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to call because I'm planning a trip up to Bemidji Gamag.
You're coming up to Bemidji?
Yes, I wanted to go up there and see your beautiful statue.
Oh, our beautiful statue of Paul Bunyan?
No, I don't care about Paul Bunyan.
Oh, you like Babe?
No, I don't care about any of that. You have that one statue across the street. Oh, I love that statue.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. You mean, this guy?
Yes, oh, he's my favorite. What a respectful young man. I think all Native Americans should salute that way.
Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, we call him Chief Adolf, actually.
You call him Chief Adolf after me?
Yeah, kind of. It was a sort of a tasteless joke.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. Let me tell you, Nanaboozhoo. You are a funny guy. You're a very funny guy.
Yeah, you know, I try. At the end of the day, this show is really just kind of about, cheap laughs.
Yes, I know. I mean, you do try to teach some of the language, and I appreciate that. I do. I want to learn the Ojibwe language too.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do. I love to learn about Ojibwe language and Ojibwe culture.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Okay. Hey, Nanaboozhoo.
Yeah?
Can I teach the Ojibwe word of the day?
We already have a couple of them.
Oh, did I? What words did you have?
Well, we had, Mino Giga Jabe.
Mino Gigajeb. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's a very good Ojibwe word.
And we also had, Jesus was the son.
Ah, yes, Jesus, the son. Jesus, the son.
Yep. And finally, Hope. Bago Sendam. Hope.
Bago Sendam.
Bago Sendam, yeah. And Obendam, to be hopeful.
Ah, yes. Obendam, hopeful. Well, I will tell you what, Nanaboozhoo.
Yeah, what?
I think you have lots to be hopeful for.
Yeah? And why is that?
Because the Third Reich will rise again! We will rise!
Come on, man.
Nah, just kid. I kid. Okay, well, I'll let you go.
All right. Gigawabamin. Min. Führer.
Yeah, Gigawabamin. Minawa. Hoa!
I don't know, man.
What?
I'm just not that comfortable with our relationship with that guy.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem appropriate. You wouldn't see Hitler on Sesame Street. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you might.
You'd think they'd have Hitler as a guest?
Well, they had, Lil Nas X.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, hey, Sesame Street, before you guys start writing your hate letters, at least I don't have Lil Nas X on my show, all right? I don't know. Or any countless one of those gross celebrities you have on there. 'Cause that's what you have to ask yourself. Who's that for? When they have Dave Matthews on the Sesame Street show, is Dave Matthews thinking, yeah, I got to get on that target demographic of the 5 to 8 year olds, of the 2 to 8 or whatever. Infants are watching Sesame Street. I don't know. Dave Matthews, those guys don't buy albums. And I don't think they're going to be coming to any of your concerts anytime soon. But I think they just go, oh, look, a famous person. Let's get him on our show. We're the Children's Television Workshop. We're brought to you today by the letter S for, sin. Oh, okay. But go send them. Hope. I'm going to keep hope alive, Jesse Jackson. I hope Jesse Jackson comes back and brings hope back. We need to come back to a hopeful time. When that hopeful time was, I do not know. Because as much as us old timers like to talk about, oh yeah, hey, by the way, in the 80s we're so great. We were all, just grooving. And, everybody's grooving at the Love Shack. Whatever. We had a lot of fears too. Every generation thinks their generation's like the last generation. Oh, everything's going down the drain. There's that famous scene in The Breakfast Club, the great movie, The Breakfast Club, Chad, where I think it's Ali Sheedy. She goes, it's inevitable. When you grow up, you just become your parents. When you grow up, your heart dies, or your soul dies, or something. And she goes, it's inevitable. That song, takes me down to the river, and to the river we'd ride, oh, down to the river. We worried about the future. And whether you're worrying about it or not, it comes and it goes. Takes me down. And yeah, we probably are going right down the drains. And it probably will never be as good as it was. I was watching an old video. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring that up. Old black and white video of Bemidji in the 1930s, I think. And, it's just like you think. Bemidji looked so fun. There's people water skiing, parades, marching bands. Everyone's dressed up. Everyone's wearing overcoats. It looks like It's a Wonderful Life. All these cool old cars. And the thing was, there were all these old cars. The streets were filled with cars. They were all clean, just gleaming. Clean, new cars. Good-looking people in suits. Good-looking young women. Activities galore. Community, people, it just looks so fun. And they could tell that things were going down a bad path. The elders, the grandparents, when rock and roll came in, they were like, oh no, this will lead to the depravity of our culture. Someday you'll just see people on drugs and homeless people in the streets, and everything will be gross and decadent. And, the families will be broken apart. They lost hope. And sure enough, yep, here we are. But here we are, and it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. The things you care about and the things that actually affect your life, that's the thing you gotta have hope for and to judge. If you watch the media, you're going to think the world is bad. And if you look out your front window, you'll think the world's beautiful and gentle and respectful. Your wealth, if you look in your bank account, it might tell you one thing. But if you look in your refrigerator, it might tell you, oh, actually, you're pretty rich. Oh, you got exotic foods from Hawaii, do you? Got a little carton of pineapple there in January? Oh, would you like to go in and get your baked goods that somebody else made? Those gourmet cookies you got from the grocery store? You know, you're a rich man. Oh, I'm so worried. I better go take a long hot shower. Because the world's coming to an end. Oh no, if I travel out of the country, they're not going to let me back into the country unless I get a vaccination. And then all these, oh, what if something bad happens? You weren't going to go anywhere anyway. Stay out of Mexico. That's not your country. Just sit down. Oh, Kahe, what else can I say? Because it's a Mino Giga Jabe kind of day. Good morning. What do you think, sweetie?
About what?
I don't know. About it being Friday. Are you hopeful?
I guess I'm hopeful. I mean, I definitely don't have any kind of despair. I'm not afraid. But I don't know if I'm, like, hopeful.
Well, it's weird. To be hopeful is to be kind of like living in the future. Like, I'm sort of hopeful in the fact that I don't care. I'm not afraid. And I have no hope. You know, I'm also hopeless. I will die one day. Everybody's gonna... Yes, children. Welcome to the children's show about a language and culture. Hi there. Hi there, future hypothetical viewer of Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. Are you enjoying your breakfast cereal, 5-year-old? Someday, you're going to die. So, give up hope. Okay, this is getting weird. I got to get out of here. All right, you folks. I guess my last word on this is, yeah, I'm hopeful because I'm not afraid of the future. Things will either get better or get worse, but I have hope that we can still be happy and healthy and live good lives no matter what. No matter what. Because, I don't know, I have hope. Because I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Because I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Baby, it's time I go away. It's time to say gigawabamin, minawa. Hey ya. Maybe me gwetch gonna wabi egg. Thank you for watching on Nanaboozhoo today. The podcast about OJIBWE. Baby. Me gwetch gonna wabi egg. Thank you for watching Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nanaboozhoo. This is Natasha. Boozhoo! This is Michael Lyons. Hello! And we'll see you again tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Gigawabamin. Minowa. Hoa. Because you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. And live stream Gigawabamin. Maybe